The fact that OMG is working with influencers is really representative of where they've come. So influencers historically were PR vehicles, they were creative vehicles, and now rightfully they're being viewed as the media channels and entertainment vehicles that they are. So it falls more into the media space. So what's really changed is the amount of interest and data that goes into finding a creator and identifying them for who they reach, not solely who they are. The creative, the message, who that influencer is and what their content looks like, that will continue to be a massive part of that selection process. What's really changed and evolved is understanding and applying that media-based rigor for who their audience is and who they resonate with. That's really, in the last couple of years, what we're seeing a lot more questions for, and the goal of us trying to solve it.
Great, Kevin, so just talk us through the life cycle. You have a client that they have a particular objective, and then just walk it through all the way to the performance and how the KPIs are met.
Sure, absolutely. So influencer marketing historically had been more of a downstream ask, right? And now what we're seeing is that brands are actually asking us to be involved in early strategy planning for that purpose. So we're sitting actually alongside the creative and the media shops to be briefed in that process and plan what that extension looks like. Sometimes there are in real life activations, other times we have a very specific ask that is online only. But we are actually planning the influencers, trying to reach and understand, contract them individually, but do so at a scaled level. We think of ourselves as a scaled influencer approach to make sure we're not just activating 5 or 10 influencers, but 20, 25 influencers across a campaign to really democratize the type of content that's produced and use it as part of that media flight as well.
So how do you select influencers? Are there agents? I mean, there's so many, and the followings are obviously quite diverse. How do you determine who to work with?
Yeah, good question. There are a lot of representation players. There are a lot of three-letter agencies that have started repping influencers. So our job is actually to use data to find more. If you want to use inventory in media terms, our job is to use data to actually go out and find a wider inventory of influencers, right? So what we've found is that the vast majority of campaigns go to only the top 5 to 7% of influencers. And that creates a lot of inflation, that creates a lot of redundancy and a feeling of a paid shill of those like really frequently used influencers. So what we do is we apply data to that, expand the inventory a bit, and then try to say, well, this is how we see an influencer being part of this campaign. We understand who they reach in comparison to some of our Omni data, and that's been a real differentiator for us to scale that approach.